right, let's get this show on the road. Here's my mic cover. Dude, I need to find this mic cover expeditiously. Testing, 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 testing. All right, cool. What's going on, everyone? It's your crush's favorite rapper, Lowkey 303, coming back at y'all with another project breakdown. Today we're going to be talking about my most recent release, which released on Monday, January 31st. It's called Hungry Forever. It's available on Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube. Go check it out if you haven't. Let's get right into talking about Hungry Forever. So this is my Gunna parody project. Throughout the year, I'm going to be doing a lot of different parody projects of different artists, and I love so many of Gunna's iconic cover arts, especially the last one that he did for Wanna. I thought that that one was absolutely hilarious, and I hope that they paid the graphic designer well because that graphic is something else. And so I wanted to select a number of Gunna songs and make my versions of them, which means I take the instrumental, maybe a similar sounding chorus, but then I put my own lyrics over it. I'm not just gonna be lame and do covers, right? Like I'm gonna take a song and make it more of my own style. So let's start off with the first track, which is called, by the way, if you see me looking down, I got these little sticky notes. So we start off with Cake's intro, where I use the A Lot of Cake instrumental. And in this song, I just list off all the different kinds of cakes that I've had or want to have. I have not had every single one of those cakes, but I have had a majority of them. And so I feel like when it comes to cake, even though it's not my favorite dessert, I'm somewhat of an expert. But in that song, 64 cakes were mentioned. It's a high volume of cakes. That was a lot of Googling I had to go through to really stretch it out to get it back to the part of the instrumental where I wanted it to be at. Next on Hungry Forever, we have Cleaned Out Plates, which is the Sold Out, which I made using the Sold Out Dates instrumental. And I really, really liked this song when I was first conceptualizing it. And the reason behind the clean plate things is just because, I pretty much never leave anything on my plate. Pretty much never. Even if it's a salad or something that I'm not really into, it just bothers me to see any amount of edible food left on the plate. So the plate got to be completely clean. I think it should be socially acceptable to lick your plate. I don't understand what all the anti-plate licking propaganda has been about. It's the same way that I feel about, we'll at some point in my music, we'll get to explore a lot of the things that I think should be socially acceptable. So we'll get to that another time. But yes, I think licking your plate should be socially acceptable. But even if you don't want to lick your plate and you're lame and you think that that's gross, I still think that you should always clear the plate. I have a friend who only eats a fourth of the food that's always on his plate, and then he throws the rest of the way, and it fucking kills me. But I love you, bro. But that shit does annoy me, I can't lie. My favorite lyric from Cleaned Out Plates is, hop in the whip and slide down to the taco shop. Pockets don't stretch, they got a lot of knots. Damn M&M, that's an awfully hot coffee pot. Ducking the 5-0 and finessing every cop. I felt like that was a crazy kind of flow there on some Offset shit.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot.
Next on Hungry Forever, we have Pushing Pancakes, which I made using the Pushing P instrumental. So one problem with this song was that the vocals of the chorus are too quiet, and I'm not exactly sure where or why this happened. I think I may have accidentally put too much compression on the vocal track, which just limited how loud it could get. And I think that that's what affected it because the verses are normal, but the first two choruses are a little more, I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but for me, I would have wanted those choruses to be louder. So that's just a lesson in mixing. Mixing music has been a very long process for me. I've been doing it for a year and 3 months now, and I'm still learning so much about it. And I'm still super limited because it's not my full-time expertise of the music industry. Obviously, I'm an artist, I'm a rapper, so writing lyrics, choosing beats, that's really my specialty. I'm not much of a producer or audio engineer. So, these are just the things that we have to deal with. When you're dropping 69 projects in 1 year and you don't have a team there's going to be some imperfections. But nonetheless, I feel like I still like it. I like a majority of the music I make. So my favorite lyric from Pushin' Pancakes was, "I'm just chilling on a Saturday. Your mom made me bacon. She just made 100 stack, plate full of Ben Franklin's." Could you imagine seeing 100 pancakes in one sitting? That would be a sight to behold. I don't even know if I need to go in depth about that bar, but that's not a money bar. What I'm saying is that your mom just made me 100 pancakes. And she made me bacon too, so it's all good. Finna be your new stepdad. Next, on Hungry Forever, we have Bone-In Ribeye. Before I get into the breakdown of the song, I just wanted to say shout out to Texas Roadhouse, my favorite bone-in ribeye in the whole world. Bone-in ribeyes have completely changed how I view meat. I've always loved meat, but going to Texas Roadhouse and getting the bone-in ribeye has made me love meat even more. And it's just an outstanding dish. The bread at Texas Roadhouse is outstanding. The sides are outstanding. Baked potato, outstanding. Mac and cheese, outstanding. Sweet potato, outstanding. Yeah, so big shout out to Texas Roadhouse. That's where I got my first bone-in ribeye, and that's pretty much what I'm going to be ordering every single time I go there because that's the best damn thing on the menu. Bone-in ribeye was made using the Drip Too Hard instrumental, and my favorite lyric from the song is, "She said we got food at home, girl you ain't slick. Valentine's Day candy, I'm eating on some fun dip." So basically in the song I'm saying that I'm letting my hoe pick where we're going to eat, and she trying to be cheap on me because she know that I'm going to split the bill. So she said, we got food at my house. I'm like, nah, you ain't slick. I'm still going to go out. But before we go out, I'm chilling in the car. She's driving because I don't drive. I always got a chauffeur with me, and my hoes usually double as my chauffeur. So I'm eating on some fun dip. You guys remember fun dip? Like the white stick tasted bad, and the powder itself is so sour and sweet, but like there's just that childhood nostalgia about it that kind of brings back good memories when you think about it. At least that's for me personally. I haven't eaten fun dip in years. Last but not least, we have maybe the most slept on song from the tape, Life of Carbs, which was made using the Life of Sin instrumental. My culinary and cultural background is really Italian and Filipino. And although those two cultures are very different, if there's one thing they have in common, it's a love of carbs. There's pretty much carbs with every meal, whether you're Italian or Filipino. If you're Italian, you're most likely going to be having bread or pasta with a majority of your meals. If you're Filipino, you're going to be having rice with every single meal. Like, you will never miss a meal with rice if you are Filipino. They always have rice. They never don't have rice. So I've spent a majority of my life consuming a lot of carbs. It's what I love the most. I feel like that's the building blocks of all food. That's the building blocks of life. So I've really lived a life of carbs. I actually have two favorite lyrics from Life of Carbs. The first one is, "Fuck my emotions if I'm not eating bread that I'm stacking it." And the second one is, "Last night I had your hoe looking like a pretzel, and if I'm buying one of those, it's from Annie's or Wetzel's." Hey man, shout out to Annie's. Annie's be posted up in every mall, and they do not miss. So with all that being said, that is the recap of my project, Hungry Forever, and that was project 3 out of 69, so 66 more to go. So I'm going to just let Palpatine finish off this video.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.